Mitch! This week on The Hapless Heroes. I don't know anyone named Jeff.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave, and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening. So, of course, I'm going to do what I do and introduce my cast. Starting on my right, we have Francesco as the returning Percival Flodhest.
Oh, I'm just so ready to be helpful, a helpful member of the team.
To his right, we have John as Jam Jam.
100, 200, 300, 400.
Also, to my right, Never Skip Lou as Lev Zangief.
I would never dare to skip leg day.
To his right, we have Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzbor.
Well, hello.
To his right, we have Nicole as Glorp Glup Glop.
I'm going to order so many school supplies.
Yes.
And to her right, we have Seb as Choomdaloom.
Yes, I told him to give it to me as a gift, just in case, taxes and shit.
There's still a gift tax, isn't there?
To a certain
Depends
amount,
on
I
where
believe.
you are, I guess. Maybe the flotilla does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're...
They can suck this monkey.
Just... Good talk.
Please, it is early to be talking about monkeys this early, Mo.
It is early as you wake up at the dawn or crack of noon, as it were, of the next day after whatever debauchery you all happen to get up to with your newfound riches and ship.
Speaking of newfound riches, when you divided all the money, was that division including Percival?
Yes, I took that into account.
Woo! Thank you for mathing for me!
I see.
Yes, so we should have all got 1,500 even from that exchange.
And I had 100, so that puts me at like 16 hundo. Flush with that cash,
exactly.
trying to get out, stretch my cash legs.
I will admit, I kind of was broke before.
Well,
I did buy some. I might have bought some things while you were gone. A little retail therapy because I was lonely.
what?
So,
wait, what are you saying? Did you also get into buying large action figures like Monkey told me to?
no, not quite like that. I'll show you.
I don't know
finish
if
my
I want to
coffee.
be...
I'll show you what I'm
yes.
talking about. I've
Yes,
been working on
please.
some stuff.
Tell me more about these large action
He
figures.
told me that they were a large action figure. I walked in and he was putting on a new outfit for it. I don't know if it was like nurse or maid or something.
Yeah, the more you dress them up, the more they're worth. Trust me, it doesn't depreciate at all.
This is
It
how
was-
Choom gets his outfits.
Go walk out wearing a fucking sailor suit or something.
Right, James Bond tuxedo. I have that one.
Oh no!
I didn't ask what they were for. I saw it. He said what they were, like blurted it out. The action figure, and I was like, okay, listen. And then I just walked away. I did not want to listen.
I imagine, is this conversation going on in the kind of the kitchen dining area? I suppose?
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
this is the only common area we really have. Is this
Well-
small dining area with this table that is over
Okay.
the hatch where March's house is?
Yeah.
Interesting. I always envisioned that we had like a place that we all sat and ate, like a round table,
Yes.
and then we had
Yes, that's exactly what I imagine.
we had like an L couch near a TV or something. Like
It might now. Hey, we might have been able to afford at least some
Yeah,
basic
what did
furniture.
Percy buy? Would we notice it?
Okay.
Okay, so right now, no, he's just wearing his, so I really love this we've like made mention of it, I think, off mic, but like you guys talked about, we described him like wearing a tracksuit at some point, and I think I described him wearing a tracksuit at some point, so he's got like this like charcoal gray Adidas, tracksuit on. It's got 2 stripes, right? And it's like 2 white stripes, and then like it's like a charcoal gray, and it looks like it's a jumpsuit, but it is a 2-piece, right?
That's a choice. Yeah.
And it's a little shiny. It's not like it's not matte. It's a little bit shiny, right? But you don't see anything else besides just maybe some shinier clothes. But he's not like he's not showing any other signs of like where he might have spent whatever money he had before you guys.
Jim's gonna
the job money.
Jim's
He's
gonna
been working for the
notice.
Technicians Guild. He's not making a lot of money, but he's been making some. And it looks like he just said he pretty much spent it all while you were gone.
Jim's gonna notice, but not say anything. So we're all sitting in breakfast.
I mean, he said it was like noon, the crack of noon.
Well,
So
that's
probably
breakfast.
had a
So
late night.
breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
right,
wakes up
breakfast.
before noon? What crazy
Yeah.
person would do that?
What? Yeah, essentially what passes for breakfast time for people like, well, us.
I have a question. How do we know it's noon? Is there like a star? Is there a star that we're orbiting on the flotilla,
Well, I mean, there's kind of,
or is there an artificial
Because there-
sun?
because
I
there
did
has to
mention-
be.
Yes,
Sorry.
I did mention there's like panels that are like acting as sort of like this sort of ceiling for the raft that are reflecting.
Okay.
They kind of like reflect sunlight to kind of help simulate day-night,
Perfect.
right? But it uses whatever light comes from the sun that is
Okay.
in the system. That
Is it
you're in.
is it like slotted at all, or is it very seamless light?
Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
it's-
The hands went
it-
up in case anyone was
yeah.
wondering. Palms to the sky.
yeah. So,
Good.
yeah, it's up for me to define this, and I'm gonna say it depends on where you are. On the raft, it's it's Walmart quality daylight. Like it's, the shutters mostly work properly. You have like, you have a diurnal cycle. Like, there is day, there is night, but the night is not quite dark and the day is a little hazy and not great. Now, if you ever make it to some of the other places in the flotilla, you'll probably find that, depending on the status of where you are is going to determine how well these systems are maintained.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's very gritty and it's kind of like hazy, the kind of way lazy directors make Mexico look on camera.
Gotcha. No, that
during
makes
the
a lot of
day.
sense.
Yeah,
The Sierra filter.
yeah.
Are all of us present at this breakfast table? Like, do we have Glorp? Do we have Jam? Do we have Brew? Or is Brew taking another one of his cold showers?
No, he's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'd say
First of all,
that, Jam's door is open, but he's in his room. Like it's slightly open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
And to everyone's knowledge, March has not yet crawled out from under the breakfast table.
So that's what I was going to essentially say was like, Percival would probably look to the group and be like, first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am that you decided to cut me in on your latest windfall of credits.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
I promise to make that worth your while, and I promise to prove my worth. And I just wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you, and I'm just so glad to see that you're all home. But I noticed March wasn't with you when you came back, nor has he. I haven't seen him around the house since. Well, actually, I still haven't seen him since you got back.
He's not on his toilet bucket.
No, and I knocked on the hatch, but like I can't fit down there, so I haven't bothered looking.
That is fair. Let me say, Percy, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that you are glad that we are back, and I'm glad to be back. Don't worry about it. You are part of group, and you warned us. I mean, just because your role wasn't you know, as utilitarian as other people.
It's helpful or useful anyway. Yeah.
Didn't mean that you didn't need to get paid, you know? We are all here in this together, and you're going to be compensated as such.
Well, I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm happy to make that worth your while. I've learned a few tricks since in my time working for this technicians guild that I've kind of found myself falling into here on the raft. I mean, they actually span at least this entire sector of the astral sea. It's crazy. But hold on, maybe I can show you what I've spent some of my money on. I just want to show I could be like, since we're going to be doing like kind of adventures and stuff like that, I really want to make sure that like, that like I'm like ready to just give me a few minutes.
You look
Percival
ready.
gets up gets up like his belly kind of pushes the table a little bit as he stands up.
Lev sees that and then looks at Choom as that happens, like side looks at Choom.
Choom's just gonna kind of just like, no. Besides the jumpsuit for the disco. Okay. Yeah, no. Go ahead. Whoa.
He's going to disappear into his room, shut the door. He's going to be gone for a few minutes.
I haven't really seen Mort anywhere. What? Ever since computer snapped back at him, he's had Carrot Up ass whole time.
Quick question.
Holy shit.
That's
question.
Fantastic.
For Dave, for March. So we've lived with March for like some time before the time skip of level 1. Is it normal for him to go missing for days?
No.
Okay, so we would all be aware that this is a strange event that is occurring.
Yeah, some days he sleeps in a little more than others if he's been pulling something closer
but the second
to an all-nighter.
Second that Haren-gone smells coffee, he's one of the first ones to grab the cup.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually got to make a second pot before the rest of us get any.
Yeah.
That is pretty weird.
Lev will get up and like fake knock on the wall. What year is it right now?
30-something. God, we screwed this up how many times?
Nope, I got this. I
love this.
I'm
Let's
sorry to
date
halt
this shit
everything
right
for
now.
one stupid joke.
It's 3286.
Where was I again? I take a knock on the door, or I pretend to knock on the door, and then I say, "Oh, who is it?" And I walk towards the door. I open the door, and then I spend a brief moment to pretend that I'm rummaging around in the mailbox. And I slam the door shut, and I say, "Oh goodness! Somebody dropped off a whole collection of 3195 to 3196 Jackintosh magazines. Who could have done such a thing?"
We all just wait in silence for the scurry of feet and the fuck as climbing up the ladder. Huh.
But nothing.
That definitely should have worked.
Yeah, maybe he's. I don't know.
I did ask him to look
else.
into some aftermarket parts for me, so I hope he's not gone for too long.
Has anyone checked his March hole?
No, I cannot fit. I can barely put foot in there.
I think you need a proctologist for that anyway, don't you?
Carrots. Why are they there?
Yeah.
Can I go look at the March's little door hatch thingy?
The March Hole, I think, is a great name.
March hole? Can I investigate the March hole? I mean, I don't think I could actually fit in it. Well, no, I can fit in it. Glorp can fit anywhere.
Can fit anywhere.
Glorp can go anywhere Glorp wants.
Yeah, Glorp dives into the March hole.
Okay, so oozing under the table, you find that the hatch that's normally over the top is closed and sealed. So someone would have to work on a way to get in there.
I feel like this is just, I mean, can I stick my pseudopod in there?
You know what? This is...
You're going to stick your pseudopod in the March
It's
Hole?
also...
Just wiggle it around in
this.
the lock
In the
on the
March
March
hole?
hole and
Yeah,
get my way in.
I'm trying to make a little consideration for the general build quality of everything here, which is mid-tops.
Improvised. Yeah, built
Yeah.
by people who don't know how to build things.
Yeah. And then crashed into by people who don't know how to fly things.
I resent that mysterious voice in the sky.
All right. So the top, it's like one of those like almost like ship hatches with the wheel on top that you would have to turn to open it.
Okay.
I would say if you want to make an attempt, it would be a strength check to do so.
Excellent.
Or an ask someone strong to do it check.
Nope. That
I would
seems
go-
like the wise decision.
I would
Nope.
go and pat Glorp on the what I assume would be their shoulder. And
It's my butt.
yep. You got this. And just like a wet Fran, just a wet like whoosh. It's just getting real. And I'm gonna cast guidance. Me and Glorp are really
Okay,
close.
so I don't even need the guidance. Wait.
Is that a natty? Is that a natty?
It is.
That
It
a
is.
natty?
Okay, so Glorp molds into like, you know those like the 1980s little rubber things that like mothers and grandmothers would use to open jam jar lids? I like form into one of those and like suction pop twist at the top of the lid.
It gives a fight. And then it like not moving you. And the entire thing like pops off. Like instead of turning the thing to, open it, it twists the entire door off its hinges and just breaks it off.
Oopsies.
I knock on the inside of the hatch.
March, I think I broke your door.
Oh, he would be losing his shit right now if he was down there. I don't think he's here, guys.
There's silence, darkness, and a peculiar smell coming up from down there. It's not bad, but it's like a little warm, a little metallic, I guess.
I don't smell anything. It smells fine to me.
Actually, yeah, you might not, because you either smell awful things or it's one of those. This is a smell you might have smelled before.
Possible.
Might have.
Possible. But I know we're all friends here. We live together and stuff. But does anyone else not fully trust that March didn't like booby trap this place before we left, or I don't know, has some weird security that might shock me and or kill me if I go down there without his permission?
Jam from his room. Jam recommends not going down there.
Yeah, I agree with Jam. Jam. I do not think we should interfere with March's stuff.
Yeah. But Glorp, if you put the door down, we could fix it, I think. Maybe.
I mean, I'm not still holding the door.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't-
you just ripped it off.
I don't know. Is it still imprinted in me? That might be even better. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
Glorp has the door and just kind of goes like, and the door flops off and like clangs to the ground.
Well, that's not good, but also, like, March really keeps to himself, so I don't know if he has friends or anyone we could call. Goddamn, I don't think I've ever asked him about his family.
That's true. I don't think he filled out the emergency contact information that we asked him to earlier.
Yeah, it's on the fridge for a reason.
Yes. Okay, good. We all have emergency contact forms. I like this a lot, actually. This will be a fun exercise. Everyone, like, I'll come up with a template. We'll have everyone fill out their emergency contact.
I mean, it is in case of emergency, Percy had
I think it's really just a
all of our
post-it
lists.
note on the fridge. I think it's just a post-it note on the fridge that has all of our phone numbers on it.
Just rotating who calls who.
Yeah.
And March has just been blank.
We have like an
forever.
on-call calendar.
We have a recall list.
Chum would get a grape, start peeling it. It's worrisome, but one day he's probably just out looking for a new computer or something, right?
Sure.
I'm just. I'm cracking
Hey,
up.
Brew.
Yeah, I think we broke Lou.
I keep thinking about reading like Glorp's emergency contact number, and it's Choom, and then I call him, and he's right next to me, and his phone starts to ring.
Choom is who I was gonna say, to be perfectly honest. That's wonderful.
This is the worst
great.
idea ever. Oh, flattered, but also terrified of the responsibility. Choom's just gonna ignore that fact.
Just gonna ignore the phone call.
All right.
Worst emergency contact ever.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, it's either that or I'm picking one of the kindergartners from the class list I made for myself.
Oh shit.
You guys know I would rush to your aid if I needed to, but I just might take a while getting there.
Yeah. So, actually, Choom, I would like you to make a computers check. Just I want to see if maybe you recognize what the smell is. Oh, also, Percival, you might too.
I'm not here. I'm still preparing to show off my stuff.
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
you're
group.
not there yet. Okay, yeah. You haven't come back.
I'm gonna burst in at the most inopportune moment, of course.
Now
Perfect.
that Percival's not here, this all depends on me. This is perfect. I have a +2 modifier to computers, and I rolled a 3 dirty, which is a natural 1. So I probably don't I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what he's been doing. Like, he either got some really crappy scrolls or he ate something horrible.
Both things kind of normal for March.
There's a clang. So we have metal floors, I think, still, right? Because the ship was like metal. There was not like any like carpet or like area rugs throughout like the halls of this ship, right? So, am I right to assume that?
We get in the way of Jam Jam's tobogganing, so I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Glorp probably has like a small welcome mat.
Yeah, but otherwise, right? It's metal floors, right?
Yeah, whatever the next house is, it's just going to have like permanent slip and slides just on like one wall of every room or something.
Okay.
For sure.
So you hear the clang of like metal on the metal floors, like it's like dung, like it's like heavy footsteps, right? And you hear like almost like the whir of like some sort of like machinery or like servos. And Percival kind of rounds the corner, like from like the hall where our bedrooms are, and like you can kind of see him turn the corner towards the common area. And he's wearing, like you can see, he's wearing like this, like almost like looks like a soft panel vest, right? Like a military or like a police, like like bulletproof vest. But attached to it, like both sewn and also welded, are like these like this almost like an exo frame that like surrounds like his big beefy arms and legs, and it's like almost like an assisted like suit that he's wearing that he's constructed.
Important question.
Mhm.
The guts still stick out?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no like this. You can see that the sides of the vest, right, are stretched, as like super stretched, because the panels are in the front, right, in the back. They're not like necessarily on the sides, so it's like super stretched. Like it's definitely like a little too tight on him. He hasn't quite gotten the tailoring right. That's not necessarily his strong suit. And it's like, so it's like literally like, you can see him like he's like carrying this like big crate. It just looks heavy as hell, but he's just carrying it with ease, and he like drops it down, on the ground next to the table, and he's like, "What do you think?" Oh, hold on a second. And he like pops the crate open, and he like pulls out this like huge shotgun. Like double-barreled shotgun. It's got like, you can see that he's like welded like a sight to the top of it. Like it looks very makeshift, but it definitely looks like he's like modified like a shotgun. And then he like, he also like pulls out like a holster. It's got a revolver in it, and then he just pulls like a combat knife as well that he's got like, in there that's all sharpened and stuff. And he's like, "Wait, I'm ready. I'm ready for adventure. What do you just point me towards the danger. I'm ready to be part of the team. I really missed out on the action last time. I just wanted to show I'm ready.
I feel like
Spent
you're
every penny I
heavily-
had on all this stuff.
Every penny. Okay, don't forget rent's coming up, but you may have heavily overestimated.
You don't pay rent.
What? Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. But having been on at least one mission with the crew, that's a lot. But
it's too much.
I mean,
Wait, hold on. I haven't even gotten to the best part though yet.
oh no,
and then
there's more.
He pulls out.
I love it.
He pulls out just this little. It just looks like a little metallic sphere, and it's got like a tiny glass porthole in it. It's probably the size of like a softball, right? And he's like looks at it, and he kind of gives it a little shake, and he taps the glass a few times in the front. And he like kind of tilts his head because like nothing's happened. He's like, hold on, just give it a second. And he taps it a few more times and gives it like a vigorous shake. And then suddenly like you see it, the glass start to glowing like a bright green. And unfolding or coming out from the top of this sphere is this tiny little like propeller, like just twin bladed propeller. And it starts like spinning. And I kind of like, let it go from my hand, and it just starts like floating near me. And like, it just hovers around, and I'm like, this is Ollie.
that is
I made
so
it.
cute.
It's my little
Oh my
homunculus.
God.
What do you think?
Choom's just like following it with his eyes, just like this childish joy in his eyes as he's watching this thing fly around the living space.
Percy, now that you've been in the room for a few seconds, just make me a quick little computers check while you're at it. Or, what would a good alternate be? Whatever you think a good alternate for smelling something you might recognize is, especially with everything you just did, you probably would.
Perception, I guess.
Yeah, perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
Not a computers like
Either perception or computers.
I would love computers.
One of those would, either of those will get you there.
You sure would.
That's a 4 on the die, but it's +5. That's a 9.
Yeah, I mean, you would know. The distinct smell of burning PCB wafts up from March's, from the dining room table, essentially.
The March hole.
Yeah. Once you've smelled burning PCB, you know exactly what it smells like.
Unless you're Chew.
Is this an unusual smell to be coming from March's room, or does this just mean to me that he must be working?
An unusual smell, not on its own. The volume, this is an abnormal amount of that kind of smell coming from anywhere. Like this isn't just, he burned up like a single board or something. This is,
I see.
Something happened.
Well, I can't fit down there, clearly. Also, I don't really want to go through the trouble of taking all this off because I'm not going to fit anyways. But let me send Ollie down there and just
perfect.
See what's up. But hold on, let me just grab where's my tablet? Oh, I left it in my bedroom. Hold on, be right back. And it shuffles off red. Yeah, right. It's like he's still getting used to walking in it. Like you could tell that he like built it, but has really not had a chance to try it out at all.
Yeah,
it's just a lot. That's all.
Yeah,
when he does eventually come. Yeah, he comes back with like his tablet so that he can kind of see through. Because he has to use that to see through like its little eye, right? So I'm gonna send him down there and just kind of see what I can see. It's the display is all green because of the fact that it's literally an emerald that is powering this thing.
Yeah. So as an aside, like I'm picturing, I don't know if you'd ever seen it, like the DARPA exoskeleton suit, which is basically like it was just like rods that went like along the limbs,
yes,
up the spine and stuff,
yes,
with the servos on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Just for assist, not really coverage.
Yeah, it doesn't actually enhance my armor in any way. It just assists me with strength-related tasks. It's one of my artificer infusions.
Wonderful. Okay, good. That's exactly what I'm envisioning then. But speaking of vision, Ollie descends down the hole, and it's dark down there. Does Ollie have any way of creating or sensing light in dark places?
Hold on, I have its little character thingamabob right here. That's why I put it in the chat for my reference later. It does have dark vision.
Wonderful. Good. So that emerald happens to line up pretty well with,
It almost looks like
it's
NVG. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be looking like that. So yeah, you descend down and yeah, something is very awry. Just about every cable and hose has been either pulled out or cut. You can see boxes have been opened, like computers have been smashed. Everything in here has been just rendered inoperable. It looks like someone almost came through with like a welding torch and started like cutting machines in half.
Hey, team. Was March a little,
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
yeah. Also, can you have Ali or you make a perception check down here too?
So it would just be, its perception is just 0 plus my proficiency bonus times 2. So
Okay.
That's what it says here. So I have to
Yeah.
just essentially it would be,
Or since you're viewing through the camera,
+4.
your own.
yeah, but I feel like since I'm viewing through the camera, I'm using its perception because I can only
Okay.
see what its camera sees. So I'll use its stat.
What a
block
cool
like
way
it's guiding me
to
to,
simulate
Okay.
resolution.
right?
Yeah, actually,
Kind of
that's
how I'm
perfect.
imagining it. Yeah, I'm just gonna use it as written here. I feel like we don't
Alright.
have to change that.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 12 plus 4. So that's 16.
Yes. So you find the one intact thing in the room, a single piece of paper on the remains of March's suspended chair. It's cut in half vertically, by the way, but, on, let's say, the left half, just placed on top of it is just a sheet of paper.
Is it readable through like the lens of this my little homunculus servant?
It's a little blurry. It's kind of hard to read, mostly because it wasn't particularly legible to begin with. So, but between the low light and all that, it's the sort of thing you probably have to grab it with a claw and bring it up.
Okay, so let me think about this for a second. If I think about what this homunculus looks like, it does have the little propeller. And if I look at its little stat sheet, it does have it's able to make certain checks. It's able to do a few different things. It doesn't necessarily specifically state. Hold on, let me just find it. Whether or not because you determined the homunculus's appearance, right?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you would allow me for it to have like these tiny little like pincer, like almost like like the little what are those little clips? Like the little tooth,
Yeah.
like those little like metal like tooth clip things. Like it's like little spindly arms that it could just like grab little stuff with. But it's just like it's very, you can't manipulate very much. Like probably not even more than a mage hand could.
Yeah, I would think like any
Probably even
other
less.
version of any other skin/version of homunculus you came up with would have hands. So this would have at least some kind of thing, even if it's a little thing that opens up out of the bottom and a
That's
little.
kind of what I was imagining, but I
gadget
just want to
arm
make sure
reaches
that
out.
as long as we're all cool with that before I
Yeah.
make that real.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I
Yeah,
feel
so
like
then-
it would be malpractice not to have something.
So you're gonna
like
see
that.
Percival fumble with his tablet a little bit, and he's like you see him like pushing a button that like just looks like a little claw icon on the screen, but it's like not responding. He's like, I swear I had this working the other day. It's usually not this temperamental. And he just pushes it a few more times, and eventually, yes, the little arms come out, like these little tiny little spindly arms, and I'm just gonna reach out and try to grab the note very gently.
Yep. Yeah,
And
and
have it
I
float
take
on
it
out
as
of
read. Yeah, you would be able to pick it up by the corner and take it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then so little Ollie flies, floats back up, and I have him kind of guided to come back to me, grab the note, and see if I can read his handwriting.
All right. So the piece of paper is actually it's folded in half. Written on the outside in purple crayon, turn your cameras off. Haha, you're hilarious.
For the listening audience, Mike just turned his camera
I
on.
love you, Mike. That was great.
I mean, the DM tells you what to do. Right?
He didn't say DM says. We're out.
Oh,
Turn your,
shit.
turn your
out.
cameras off. Percival's gonna put the thumb over the little camera thing,
Yeah.
on his tablet.
I wouldn't be looking over your shoulder or anything, so I'm peeling
Maybe
my
you
second
are. I
grape.
don't know. Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm sitting on the table, just kind of waiting for you to.
Well, I'm gonna unfold a piece of paper on the table then.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So just checking. So Percival did something with the camera on his tablet. Did you do anything with and I forgot his name already. What's
Ollie?
the homunculus servant? Ollie.
Well, no, I mean it's still floating around, helping me out. Like it's
Okay.
my little servant.
Okay. We'll just make a note of that. All right. Sounds good. You open the paper.
Oh.
What's it say? I mean, the homunculus serpent is not looking at the paper
Yeah.
anymore, and I've clicked
All right.
the tablet off, so I'm not looking through its little camera
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
It's vague and mysterious.
Yeah.
I would not have expected this from March.
Yeah. So written in purple crayon on the inside.
Oh, purple crayon.
Not terribly legibly either.
R.
I'm sorry. This Sika guy's real bad news. Like, it's kind of hard for me to contextualize what's going on because half of what makes him scary is in a world you don't even live in. But, no, this guy is bad enough that he scares Proxy. This guy's bad enough that he scares a vampire, and that doesn't really tell you the whole story of what we're up against here.
Oh, it keeps going. Hold on. He folds open
So-
more part of the paper.
Yeah, we keep unfolding
Yeah.
because it's written in crayon. So maybe there's like another piece of it that's like taped.
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
just
Really
folds
big
down.
letters.
Yeah.
Like a CVS receipt.
With a couple like pictures here and there taped in there so you can construct it all the way down.
Yeah.
Coffee stains.
Just a napkin,
Doodles.
just one napkin's in there.
So, yeah. So I'm doing the only thing I can do. Is lead him the way the fuck off your trail. Like as far as I can go. I hate this. I hate all of this because I wanted to see this one through. Whatever the hell you guys came from, at Concordia Prime, if that's a real place and you guys just didn't like hallucinate it or something, that's where I need to be. Away from all of this. Away from all these fucking pink-skinned humans running around fucking everything up. Away from Astral Tech. Away from the flotilla. Away from the
Whoa.
internet. Like, but I don't know if
Based.
I'm gonna be able to get there. Looks like that's not gonna be for me. So I'm just gonna run as fast as I can, as far away as I can, and hope to God this guy chases me, because you want no business in this. I left a couple of things behind in a few places. Most important, I got a safe house. I'll have the coordinates down encrypted on the bottom here, but grab it, take it with you. Don't open it until you're far off of here. It's the only thing of value I have left to give you. Maybe I'll see you again someday. M4.
This
Wow.
is
Just left.
And this was all in purple crayon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Barely legible purple crayon.
yeah. It was misspelled. Some S's are backwards. This is a guy who's done
which
nothing
one of us
but
just
type
read
and
this?
hasn't actually written anything
Percy.
in probably 12 out of his last 17 years.
Percy's got decent reading comprehension.
I was gonna
so
say,
he managed to piece
I
it
was
together.
curious which one of us was actually able to decipher that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Choom's gonna let out like a big sigh. And he's gonna hop off the table and start heading toward his room. We're gonna have to get a bunch of stuff. We're gonna go get him.
Yeah, we can't just leave him behind.
Yeah. He thinks we're gonna because that's how he is.
He said he was
but-
trying to keep this seeker person off our trail. I don't know anything about this thing besides what you told me.
All I know is that the bunch of us aren't that good at a lot of stuff. And yet, somehow, this seeker couldn't manage to kill us with an army of robots and turrets. I am not scared of this man. And if March is, I'm gonna need him to explain himself.
From Jam Jam's room, the torso of Jeff is going to flop onto the floor. And Jam Jam will say, maybe this thing can help us get some answers.
Choom's gonna go and get his monkey wrench. A couple new things, just because we did. I don't know if we told the audience that we've leveled up. We were said last time, I think.
I mean, I mentioned
So-
that you would be leveling up
So
with you
just
between arcs.
for people who maybe aren't as well versed in the artificer, because I know I wasn't coming into this, and Fran's been really good with this. This is where we get our infusions, where we get to infuse items to make them magical. And for out of the 4 infusions I get at level 1, I chose all 4 of them to be replicate item or replicate magic item. So I can only do 2. But one of them, as we talked about, is a bag of holding. But my bag of holding is, because I'm so small, I can have a smaller, it is a plumber's belt. And the side pouch is my bag of holding.
Is the bag of holding. You just
Yes.
shove things into there, yeah.
Yes. He has his monkey wrench on it too, and his plasma welder. And I didn't make it out with any grenades, but I imagine as he walks back in looking like he's ready to go out and plumb some people to death, he would look around very nonchalantly. Does anyone know where we could get some equipment? I don't trust Broxy right now. I don't think we should ask him.
I mean, yeah, I made know of a few seedy spots here on the raft. Not that I sourced all of my materials from licensed merchants. Everything that I purchased for everything that I've made is above board. That is what I have to say about that, and that is exactly what the guild told me to say whenever I buy
Are
anything
you
from
reading
anyone
this off
here
a
on the
piece of
raft.
paper? You just first reading this off of terms and conditions.
Nope, I just have to make sure that I state very clearly and out loud, for no reason at all, in case anyone potentially would be listening, is that all of these parts were sourced by legal means. Everything was either deemed legal salvage or
Oh, you're saying legal a lot.
actual
Are you sweating?
retail. I'm not. Why would I be sweating? I'm just talking to you, my friends. We're all getting ready to go shopping, we're getting ready to do our day. We see fucking Jam Jam just flop out the torso of Jeff from his room.
Still spraying a little bit of milk.
Yep. And bong, 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 like that big hollow sound of someone pounding on the hatch door on the outside.
Jam
Of our
Jam.
It's the
house?
second time someone's knocked on our door today.
Jam Jam is going to, if the torso of Jeff is in the middle of the floor, he's going to drag it back into his room.
Just an
and
oil
shut the
streak
door.
going into the room.
There's still some milk trail.
Yeah, there's a stain of oil on the ground.
Robot milk trail.
That reminds me.
Don't say it like that. Put it in the March hole.
Lev gets up to go answer the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, I will also go to answer the door. Me, the responsible adult of the house.
Lev puts his hands
Hey,
up.
no, it's-
He put his hand up.
with full exo, full armor, situation on. I'm going up there looking exactly like I did when I came out to show all this stuff off to them. I haven't taken this off yet.
You hear from a cupboard? If I owe them money, send them away. I'm not home.
Okay. Who is it?
A familiar voice says, "You know who it is."
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no,
And I'll
he's right. Hold on one second, and I put my hand on that.
Percival just reaches for the handle. You said you put your hand on me.
I put my hand on the door. Did we already do the thing to Jeff that we wanted to do to Jeff?
No. Choom says with a very weird look on his face.
First of all, we cannot let him come in just yet.
What do you mean? It's the float. They're our friends. They just paid us a bunch of money. Let's just see what they have to say. Come on. And he
Okay.
just opens the door.
The smuggest face that you've seen in, forever, because that's just sort of the permanent looks plastered on this guy's face. Is
Hate
just,
this guy.
Smug. Hands folded behind his back, looking as, unruffled, perfectly clean as he always is. Almost like he's just photocopies of a person. But, may I come in?
Yes, please. We just put coffee on. Come on, have a seat.
Damn it, Percy.
I think
I told you who Percy was. I told you.
Oh no, I know.
who
I'm in the
Percy
cupboard.
was.
That was for the audience to hear. That was me whispering to myself.
Yeah.
In the cupboard.
He's going to be very hospitable, and he's going to try too hard. Always.
As Proxy's foot crosses the threshold, maybe some of you who are a little wary about him feel the temperature get a little chillier in the room. Maybe it's just you. Who's to say? And he, walks following Percy. Percy, you're leading to presumably the common area?
Yes, to the circle table. I'm gonna pour him, whatever's left of the last pot of coffee.
Okay.
We made.
Yes,
He
good
takes
idea.
it gratefully.
Give him the
Thank you.
You want some sugar?
From the cupboard, you hear rummaging around. Is there any?
No, thank you.
Are you
I
sure?
prefer my coffee. No, I like my coffee the same as my soul. Black with nothing in it.
Well then maybe you would like some coffee blackeninger powder.
Holds up garlic powder in the cupboard.
Can we just be hospitable for our guest who just paid us a bunch of money?
I'm going to, of course, take this all in the humor in which it was, of course, undoubtedly intended.
Of course. I mean, it's a bunch of jokesters in this group, right? Am I right, Proxy, old pal?
At least we know where Marge gets his carrots. Jeez.
So what brings you to our humble doorstep today, Mr. Keene?
Our, shall we say, mutual friend, Jeff.
Who?
We got... Shum, are we doing this today?
I don't know anyone named Jeff.
We're doing
Shum,
this
I think
today.
Shum, I think he means the pilot that you guys were calling.
Oh, Mulligan. Yeah, I know that guy.
Ah, I see. This is what we're doing today.
Flips off behind the cupboard.
Listen, you know that Percival is gonna fold like a piece of fucking paper here. So like,
You can understand why we might like to take a look ourselves. And it's not that we don't trust you with it. It is actually going to be hard for you to believe, but we do actually put a great deal of trust in you. After what you have displayed, after what we've seen, it's going to be hard building to this place of trust, but we freely do offer it to you. But
see guys, what I tell you?
Hold on
we're
a
friends.
second.
They need to float till the
Who
lights
gives
us.
a fuck what you're... Oh, sorry.
As
I'll
you were
let-
saying,
Chum, we have a scanning electron microscope. You have a wrench. Do the math.
Now we're talking math. All right.
Yes, as in the math that it's going to take to even figure out what this thing does. From the descriptions we got, it's nothing like anything, frankly, we've ever seen before. This is leagues beyond any technology we've seen, anything we've stolen from Astral Tech, anything that either side of the war has going on. It's mind-boggling. I'm not even sure it maps to anything we've even seen from the outer
God.
rims, like those machine cultists or whatever they are out there. This is... It's enough to give me pause.
I mean, it sounds serious. I mean, of course, I didn't even realize we still had it. I mean, I don't see the harm.
We
Turning
actually...
this over to our allies.
Yeah.
Right, friends?
Right.
He comes out of the cupboard, walks over to like around Glorp, wherever Glorp would be situated, and be like, Mulligan. Glorp, didn't you tell me earlier that Jam already sold that thing?
We're doing this as well.
Yes.
Could you please make me a deception check on this?
I'm gonna put my hand on their shoulder and cast guidance.
Oh, the guidance is not going to help.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, deception is charisma, so I got that going for me,
Oh, I
10.
didn't know that.
including
Yeah.
the guidance.
Glorp. I would say you're being transparent, but I feel it's a little too apropos.
That's offensive.
That was going too
That
far.
is a little rude.
It's gonna need you to apologize.
I do sincerely apologize for any hurt that was taken from this, any offense that was given. I meant absolutely none. You'll pardon me. I'm trying to keep up with the level of banter here, and it's difficult. I don't get a lot in the office.
Or in
Dave,
life,
can
apparently.
I just comment that you are playing proxy exactly, I mean, exactly the way that I see and imagine him in my mind when thank you.
And I can't help but there's an
I
overwhelming.
really like Proxy. It took me time to grow on him, but I actually really like this NPC.
You grew on him or he grew on you?
a
It's a little A, a little B.
little, who knows? It's an
You
origin.
know, yeah. I mean, if that's what you're down for.
So we just tried
But-
to boldface lie to Proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't buy
Which,
it.
yeah, he didn't buy it, but responded with banter instead of offense. You know,
That's good.
janky, not quite on the mark banter, but delivered smoothly.
Yeah.
Now, please. We need to get to the bottom of Jeff just as badly as you do, and I'll make you a deal. We might have to be the slightest bit destructive in how we manage this, but we're not looking to destroy the whole thing, and we will happily give you back whatever we're done with at the end so that you can use it in whatever twisted effigy you want to use for this man. I use in air quotes.
Just a curiosity, since we're talking about deals, obviously the flotilla has many resources and many ways to investigate such things. I would be remiss as a member of the Technicians Guild if I didn't maybe ask if it would be possible to have any sort of information sharing agreement between us interested parties, even just for the sake of peace of mind for our friends who were attacked by this mysterious automata.
Oh, honey.
Are you asking in perhaps an official capacity as a member of the guild?
Well, I was just talking about putting my freelance paperwork together, and we just could be able to come to some sort of agreement. I mean, and listen, I'm sure the guild would be very interested, and I know the flotilla has many trade and information agreements with the guild already. And I'm just trying to take the initiative, as they say, and maybe try to garner something useful that could help all of us.
I think we could keep the guild out of this one for now. I'd like to keep things a little more, how you say, in the family.
I hate this guy.
I'm gonna.
Percival lights up when you say that.
Oh yeah, he's looking you dead in the eyes. I'm
Yeah.
You know what? If Percival's my way in, I'm gonna work Percival.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna hop off the table and leave the room and go over to Jam's store. Whenever you're ready to go to that side arc, you let me know.
Okay. I mean, listen, Percival is now just he's eating it up. He's eating up
Yeah.
whatever the whatever Proxy's selling here. Like, if he's saying this is going to be just shared with us, and I might have some exclusive information or exclusive stuff. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm sold. I'm like he's all in.
Glorp is going to go after Chew as discreetly as possible.
Half the room leaves. Not for any real particular reason. We just we have to go take a shit. We do it together, you know. It's a team building exercise.
I am gonna lean into Proxy a little bit and be like, I really hope you could excuse my friends. They have trust issues. It's not their fault.
Lev's got his eyebrows on and he stands up and is like, I am going to go make more coffee.
But do you walk out of the kitchen?
I do walk out into the kitchen.
Brew. It's just Brew and Percival now.
The coffee maker's in the kitchen where we're sitting. It's here. It's right next to the table. This room is not very big. It's like a table and it's like a counter.
Makes it better.
It's perfect.
Make
I'm
coffee.
gonna go make
was
some coffee,
just
and
an
then he walks
innuendo.
away from the coffee machine.
Yep.
All right. So half of us go to the Chew or to Jam store.
Their issues go far beyond just trust. But that's neither here nor there. And frankly, whatever myriad of potentially undiagnosable issues you have in this whole collective, it's working for you. Look, normal, sane people weren't going to make it out of that one. An average, well-adjusted people with a normal, well-developed sense of danger were not leaving that space station. And here you are.
He says to the one person who was sick during most of it, and the person that didn't go.
Meanwhile, Brew is literally just
paying the genuine compliments when you can't even hear it.
Brew has been staring at his cereal pretty much this entire time. He hasn't been eating it. He hasn't been touching it. He's just been staring at it.
Great.
As the Cap'n Crunch slowly gets softer and softer.
Oh, it's
until
like
just part of the
soggy
milk.
as shit. Right?
The Pap and Punch.
Look, the Sogs have won this naval battle this day.
Every once in a while, he like
Captain Crunch
spins.
will have to
He
rally.
spins his spoon in through like the milk, but like doesn't eat it.
Like this.
In an anthropomorphic world, do we still get milk from cows?
I mean, I'm a bull,
milk
so
vegan milk.
All kinds of creatures, and also there is a difference. We've distinguished a difference between what would be livestock and what would be considered
Sentient.
like a.
I just feel like
sentient.
milk would be riding the line. That's all.
In a great boon to agriculture, the Federation figured out about 65 years ago or so where to locate the nipple on almonds, and it just made the milk so much easier.
This is canon now.
Canon.
Yes.
I will say, Brew does love a good T-bone every once in a while.
Yeah, it's just of a creature
Bada
that's
bing.
beyond.
Right, livestock.
Yeah, a
comprehension.
similarly beef-like but
That's the
non-beef
ticket.
creature. Yeah.
Beefy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna knock
Yeah,
on March's or
that's
on
what he
Jam
meant.
Jam's door with my little hand.
Yep.
All right. I know they're messing with Jeff. I figure they can't get too far with it, but it's,
I really don't understand the need for subversion. I feel like we can trust you in the flotilla. You've been very good to us. I mean, it would be nice to get out of this living situation, but I hope we could, prove ourselves at some point and show that we're worth a little bit more. Maybe you can just help us find our home. I don't know. We can talk about that later. I'm rambling. Am I rambling? I'm rambling, aren't I?
You're right.
So does Jam Jam open the door? This is perfect. Does Jam Jam open the door?
No, so you knock. Jam Jam will go, is he gone?
Choom's gonna lean in the door. He's gonna
It's locked.
say,
It's locked.
He's gonna lean closer to the door
Yeah.
and try and not yell through the house. He's gonna say,
No, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get rid of him. So there's some things we gotta do before he gets into this room.
What does he want?
He wants Jeff.
No, he told us we could keep Jeff.
Yes, and I promise you that we will get him back someday, but I don't think he's leaving. Percival's currently talking to him, so we have about 2 hours before he...
Proxy, I didn't even get to tell you. I didn't even get to tell you, Proxy, of the part that I played in helping everybody out here, right? Because obviously I couldn't go with them, and I don't know why you didn't pick me to go with them either. But it doesn't matter now. I was a communication specialist. We were really well-oiled machine. I warned them of the danger, and we got the communications online, and he's rambling. Continues.
Cuts back to Jim.
Yeah. Proxy sits there with a perfectly serene look on his face, occasionally sipping his coffee and listening with an unlimited amount of patience.
Now,
Do you really think the vampire can't wait you out?
Use an
I
interview.
keep hearing
with
this word
vampire.
vampire thrown around.
Where did the balloons come from?
He's using a back. Go ahead, Jim.
quick hold. Am I forgetting incorrectly? I thought he told us we could keep all the things, including
Oh, he
Jeff.
did.
The salvage, you said you could keep. Yes, he did. He did mention they wanted the hard drives, but it appears they have a special interest at this point in time.
Yeah, okay, but I am remembering correctly. I just want to make sure that
They didn't specify Jeff.
we told them. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it, and he let us leave with him.
They said that we could keep the ship, and Jeff was welded to the ship. We may have made some assumptions.
There were some assumptions being made here because they did not specifically specify you keep Jeff. They just wanted any information that could help them get some more idea of what's going on here. It appears that they are requisitioning a little bit more than what we handed over initially.
Yeah.
That's how I'm reading this situation.
I mean, as the DM, I could tell you that Proxy is being on the up and up, but as characters, can you ever really trust him on that?
I don't
and
even.
would you be?
I
you
trust
if you
him
did?
implicitly.
Of course you do.
So
Jam
Jam is going to say that, yeah, again, they gave us permission to keep him. He's mine.
I agree. And we could fight this in court, but it's the flotilla. We're kind of living on their turf, so just open the door for me. It's just me and looks behind, sees now everyone had followed him. Oh, it's just me and just me. Just open the door.
Jam will, you hear like 3 deadbolts unlock. And then he quickly pulls Jam in, sees that Glorp is there, and so he shuts the door and then opens it again and like shoos Glorp
Pulls
in.
who in?
Choom.
Choom.
Sorry,
And
what
then
did
Glorp.
I say?
Pulls Jam.
Yeah,
Pulls Jam.
Oh, okay. He pulls Choom in, and then he quickly shuts the door, but then he notices that Glorp was there, so he opens it again and like waves Glorp in.
And then
Lev is
Lev's
still standing
behind
there.
Lev has got his head, like the back of his head against the wall, like looking up at the ceiling, pinching like the bridge of his nose as he's.
As you hear 4 deadbolts fly.
Yeah.
All right, so once I'm in, Choom's gonna pull out his wrench, and he's gonna walk over to Jeff, and he's gonna be talking as he's doing, but he's gonna attempt to start disassembling Jeff's like chest plate and like whatever he can. So if that's like a mechanics tools,
Medicine.
Whatever you most think you could justify it as. If you want to do mechanics tools, that sounds like a great check.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
I figured there's probably 3 or 4 different ways in, but mechanics tools is one of them.
Yeah,
Now-
that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as Choom straddles Jeff, sits on his chest, pulls out a bunch of tiny screwdrivers, and then has his wrench, rips off whatever clothing or whatever was left on Jeff's chest, and just starts like going to town. As he does, he says,
Listen, if they're gonna get a hold of him, that's fine, whatever. I don't really care. But right now, our best chance of finding March is to find out anything we can about this.
and he's going to attempt to see if there are any piece of this. I don't care if it's a nut, I don't care if it's a screw, is any piece of this robot branded with like a brand name inside or anything to tell me about this.
The inside of this is so...
Oh, that was a dirty 24 for the mechanics
A
roll.
dirty 24.
Yeah.
All right. So I do want to give you insight, but I need to sort of acknowledge that this is not something you're going to be able to get the results you want out of.
Okay.
But the symmetry inside this thing is perfect. You've never seen wire management like this,
Wow.
and it's in places like the wires shouldn't even be able to go through. The materials themselves are wild. There's 3 or 4 different things in here that you can't even tell in your hand if they are plastic, metal, or paper. Like they seem to have like properties of all of the above. You try to go in with a screwdriver to find that not only are there no screws that match the screwdrivers you have, there aren't any, period. Everything sort of fits together almost too perfectly.
Interesting.
All the wires you see are exactly the same color. There's no color coding. None of the places that you would assume are like circuit board like have any markings or documentation on them whatsoever.
So-
Like this is this legitimately looks like it came out of about 200 years in the future.
Oh
And
my
that, my
God.
friends, is how you describe an impossible check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you learn things, but you learn that holy shit. This is somewhere between art and science,
Okay.
and it's you're starting to get a little bit of a sense of what March was getting at.
Chum not conveying any of the hopelessness of what he's realizing. He's gonna sit back. He's gonna go,
Well, at least that's good.
he's gonna look back at the chest cavity, look up at everyone around him.
At least we know one thing about the Seeker. He is mentally ill.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. Hey, they aren't all cliffhangers. Sometimes they're one-liners, and we like those too.
We do.
Now, if you like us as much as we like our one-liners, we can be found on the internet. linkter.e/hapless heroes. We'll take you. Yeah, I know it's Linktree, but I'm amusing myself.
I heard link
Bear with
turd,
me,
and I was
audience.
like, what?
That's a different website.
It's all of our characters going poo together.
I was like,
Link
well,
TR.
I mean, we did it.
.ee.
That was one of the excuses, I guess.
Can we get a picture of all of our characters holding hands on the toilet and just says
Okay.
link turd?
Like, you're thinking holding hands on the toilet, and I'm just thinking like a really crappy Jobs social media website. But, yeah. If you like us more than we like really off-color jokes, we can be found on our linktree/hapless heroes. That'll take you to all the places, our Twitter, our Reddit. Heck, even if we still have a Facebook, if any of you still have a Facebook, it'll even take you there.
I still have a Facebook.
But
We're old, Mike.
guys,
Oh.
guys.
Is that the litmus test?
So, audience, all those places, they're just ways to get you the real good stuff, and that's our Discord. That's where you want to be. That's where we want to be. That's where we want you to be with us. Not like with us, but like, as part of our community, you fucking sickos. Like, meet, greet, hang out with us. We've got channels for just about everything, D&D, non-D&D, pets, food, like all the best things in life. And we would love you to be part of this community with us. Talk D&D, talk some shop, comment on our episodes. But, maybe you go a little past that. Maybe you like us the way we like cliffhangers, in which case you really like us. And, you might want to leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. We're on all of them we can find, at least all the English-speaking ones we can find. I don't think we're like on, whatever podcast services are in like China or, places they don't speak English, but maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm talking out of my ass because that's what I do, because Percy's not the only one, right? friends here. But leave us a 5-star review. Leave us any star review. Leave us an honest review. And we'll read it on the air so that we can recognize you as the 5-star person that you are. Now, maybe you really, really like us, though. Hey, go back to that link tree. There's a link to our Patreon there, patreon.com/haplessheroes. We've got some, we've got some tiers for our supporters. Some, just like, $1 a month to just show your support, or like, a few bucks to, really be one of our, supporters, in which case you would get access to, a few extra things, a couple of bloopers, some outtakes, some between 2 episodes from last season, also extra channel in our Discord, and that's where all the spicy stuff goes. Not really. Mostly we just post with our pinkies in the air. Well, there you go, folks. I've talked myself into a corner. I guess the only way out is the way I came back in, and that's outroing my cast. Oh, starting on, let's see, my left there with Joom Daloom, played by Seb.
This cable management is pristine.
To his left, we have Glorp Glup Glup, played by Nicole.
Jeff might make a good skeleton.
To her left, we have Runner Brew Blitzbore, played by Mike.
I really want these frosted circle oats, but I just can't eat them.
To his left, we have Lev Zangief, played by Lou.
Why would they let him in? I don't understand.
To his left, we have Jam Jam, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his left, we have Percival Floodhouse, played by Francesco.
I didn't even get to the best part. You see this communication device? I don't even know where it came from. It's pretty cool, right?
My name is Dave, and I've been your host and DM this evening. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
You look grape about it.